Hey guys, welcome back to Ashley's Homestead Adventures. I am just headed out to plant some trees. I got some trees from a friend. She stopped by and she got me some redbud trees and a dogwood. And so I've already got one planted, and I thought, well, I'm just gonna pick up the camera and take you along. It is super windy, so I'm probably going to voice over this, but just to kind of explain what I'm doing, I'm basically just digging a hole. I'm gonna take the hose out there to soak around the trees that I've already planted as I go down the line. I only have 3. And I basically just dig a hole, and then I put some tree tone by Espoma. It's a natural organic fertilizer in the bottom of the hole, along with usually a scoop of regular dirt and a scoop of my compost that I made here on the farm. Mix it in the hole, the bottom of the hole, put the tree in, and then cover it up with a mix of the original dirt, which we have very clay soil here and a lot of rock, so I struggle to dig holes. Just an FYI, it's gonna take me a while. And you'll also notice, but possibly you'll notice, that I am planting these trees 1 or 2 inches taller than the ground. So the root ball that I'm taking out of the bucket is taller than the ground. That is intentional. We get a lot of rain here in the south, and I want that rain to run off to around the roots, but not saturating the stalk of the tree, the trunk. And I don't want it to rot. And if you have a lot of water that pulls up around the trunk of your tree, it can cause them to not do well and to rot. So I am planting them in a mound, and part of doing that, and it also makes it easier on me, is I don't have to dig as deep of a hole, is I plant them 1 or 2 inches high. So you will notice that. I think that's everything. These were on sale, I believe, at Lowe's or Home Depot. I think they were $29 a piece and then 50% off of that. So they were just kind of like a flash sale. And a friend called me and said, "Do you want them?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And they wintered on my porch. They did well. They are still alive. I've checked. And the way that you check that is by bending the limb. And if it doesn't snap, then it is still viable. And also you can scratch it if you choose to scratch the bark, and if it's green underneath, then they're still alive. So anyway, I'm gonna take you out there. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them down below in the comment section, and I'll come behind and answer your questions. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. I'm not a tree expert. I've killed my fair share of trees, but we have planted a lot of trees in the last couple of years since we moved here. So excited to show you what my process is, and wait to hear what you think. Mr. Chance is enjoying his minerals that we put out. What you going for? Ah, you're going for the kelp, huh? All right. Okay. We decided to come in, and I have been waiting to do a little seed unboxing to share it with you guys. So I didn't get a lot this year. I just got some of the things that I needed. And then I also had a client friend that had come across to getting like a whole great big Tupperware of seeds, and so she let me go through them and get some of the ones that I wanted or needed. So the first one that we're going to open here is from Baker Creek, which is my favorite. I love Baker Creek. I am kind of, sort of, not really banned from going there by Mr. Wonderful, because I just spend way too much money. I want to grow all the things, and Baker Creek inspires me to do that. So couldn't help it on a few of these things. Make sure I got them all. Yep. Let's see, I'm just gonna go through them as I pull them out of the package because there's not a ton of them. So this is, and this actually makes me ecstatic because I love, love, love this. This was their free seed. They almost always give out a free seed with their order. It says free gift. Every order I've ever ordered, I get a free seed. So this is an Amaranth Love Lies Bleeding Red. I have grown this and it's absolutely stunning. So I'm excited to have it back in my seed collection. My seed collection is behind me. I am aware it's extensive, and that this is kind of like my little seed starting station. So it's moved in the garage, and I'm not really sure how we're going to set up to start seeds this year, but I will figure it out for you guys. So after that one is Ishikura onion. This is a traditional Japanese variety for sukiyaki, soup and salads. Reaches enormous proportions yet remains tender and scallion-like, never forms a bulb. So I am excited. It looks a lot like a leek to me. I'm excited to grow that. I needed onions this year. That was one thing I definitely needed. Could not resist this. Pepper, Pippin's Golden Honey. It is a multicolored sweet pepper, a beloved heirloom of the Philadelphia African American community of the early 1900s. A delightfully ornamental pepper that changes colors and finally ripens to a vibrant orange. Philadelphia folk artist Horace Pippin shared this seeds with William Wise Weaver's grandfather. I needed petunias this year, so I got the balcony mix. It's an annual, a once popular variety in the early 20th century, delightfully fragrant, blooms in rose, lavender, and purple. Trailing plants, perfect for hanging baskets. That was kind of the key for me. I have those great big pots at the groom shop that I'd like to get on the ball and get those planted with those. So Dahlia Unwinds mix. This is a tender perennial low growing bedding type, which is interesting for a dahlia. Single and semi-double flowers in a colorful mix of rose orange, yellow, crimson, purple, and brick red. I've never had a low growing dahlia, so that's interesting. Artichoke, Green Globe. This is always on the wish list for Mr. Wonderful. I have yet to succeed in growing it. It produces artichokes in 1 year with careful handling, easiest in areas of long, cool summers. We don't have that here. So I don't have a ton of hope for that I'm gardening in Central Arkansas in I think they bumped us up to a zone 7B this year. But still, it gets very, very hot in the summer. Very humid. We deal with a lot of pest pressure. And it goes like spring goes to summer very, very quickly. So our cool weather crops like our brassicas, our carrots, cabbages, things like that, if we put them in the spring, it's really a gamble on whether or not it's going to get too hot too fast and they're going to bolt. So, but gardening's a gamble, and that's the joy of it, right? So onion, Texas early, grano. I've grown these before. They're just a really great sweet white onion. They grow well here. This sweet short day onion has been proudly grown in the Lone Star State since 1944. These extra sweet and early Vidalia type onions have the thin skin and extremely mild flavor, so sweet they can be eaten like an apple. You really gotta love onions to eat them like an apple, but if I were to eat an onion like an apple, this would be one of them that I would say maybe I could, but whew, heartburn attack. This is the Violet de Galmi onion. And this is a short day type. The Galmi onion comes from the village of Galmi, a small community in the Adder Valley of southeast Niger. Beautiful pinkish purple, flat, thick bulbs are of good quality. It also keeps well. That's good. So that is my Baker Creek order. Not very big, but very exciting nonetheless. Let's see, the next one is Hudson Valley Seed Company. I love Hudson Valley Seed Company for the artists and the artist packs. They do a very good job with their artist packs, and their packaging has always been really great. I've always kind of appreciated Hudson Valley Seed, and I forget to mention them. I've grown a lot of really cool things from them. So, Resina, Calendula, and these you have to open the packs to get the descriptions, so I'm not going to give them to you, but calendulas are usually a cooler weather crop. Calendulas are often used in medicinal purposes. They're also used in soaps and lotions and things like that. So I am excited in expanding my knowledge of calendulas, and I do love to have them also as a cut flower in the garden. They're just beautiful, they're sturdy, and they're always there for me. So Mazurkia zinnia. Oh wait, hold on. This one says aromatic, easy to grow, and we're back on calendula. I did see that it's got a tiny bit of description. Aromatic, easy to grow calendula, ideal for salves, 18 to 24 inches tall, direct sow or start early. So then the Mazurkia zinnia, I hope I didn't butcher that. Rosy color and white blooms enchant in many patterns, 24 to 30 inches tall, direct sow or start early. So zinnias, very beautiful. And the Biquinho pepper. Thanks Jess from Roots and Refuge for turning me on to this. I have been watching her since she first started being a YouTuber, and she is my extreme inspiration, and she actually grew these and loved them, and they're kind of like beak-like little tiny peppers, and if just growing them for the aesthetics of the garden, I am okay with doing that. I'm okay with having things that are just there because they're really cool, and when people walk through the garden, it inspires them to grow too. I love that. So this is a brightly flavored. Little beaks are wonderful, both fresh and pickled. Also love pickled peppers, so this would be fun to pickle. That is my Hudson Valley Seed Company order. Not very many. I just saw they were having a sale on their, I saw that they were having a sale on their artist packs, so I thought, well, I'm gonna jump in. so dirty from it being so windy outside today. All right, this is my Gurney's order. I think I only ordered one thing from Gurney's, and I'm pretty sure, yes, it is the Equinox corn, sweet corn. We've got a big corn plan this year, and I'm not going to spill it yet because I'm not sure it's going to work out, and I don't want to promise you something I can't give you. But I wanted to make sure. I have a ton of corn up in one of those white tubs there, but I wanted to make sure that I had new corn, just in case, germination purposes. So I went ahead and ordered that. Now, this is the fun bag, the grocery sack of seeds. I mean, what can go wrong? So I'm gonna go through these. There's not a ton of them, but there's quite a few. It might be a ton for some people. Oh, first I did have a client that dropped me off some Snapdragon seeds. So they're labeled Snapdragon Tucker's dad. It's a dog that I groom, and his dad is a fellow gardener. He likes to flower garden primarily. And so he brought me some Snapdragon seeds, which I thought was really cool. So I'm gonna try to do this. I hope I don't make a royal mess here. And I'm just gonna go through these. I'm not gonna give like severe descriptions. If you want descriptions of any of these that I'm not giving you, or anything that I ever plant, please don't hesitate to just drop a comment below, and I'll give you an explanation. I'll give you what information that I have and what I know. And if I have any, successes or fails, I'll let you know. So, wildflower perennial mix. I just got this just to mass spread if I decided that I had an area that I wanted to do that. Echinacea, purple coneflower. Love echinacea. Again, another one of those that I'd like to learn more of, using it medicinally. It is used medicinally, and I've not been super good about getting a good medicinal herb storage started. So, somebody's behind me itching. Oh, it's rumor. Coreopsis, early sunrise. There's no picture, sorry. This is a country romance hollyhock. Throw those back in the bag. Shasta Daisy, Alaska. Organic broccoli. We love broccoli, and again, it's a gamble. So we win some, we lose some. Last year I lost my whole spring crop, and I did not grow broccoli for the fall. So missing fresh broccoli. And so are my dogs. I don't feed broccoli grown. I don't know how you would even say it. I don't feed my dogs or any of my animals broccoli from the grocery store, because it's sprayed something like 27 times before it reaches your hands. And so I don't feed my dogs broccoli at all unless I grow it, and my dogs love broccoli. So hopefully this year we can have a broccoli crop this fall, if not this spring. I don't think it's gonna be this spring. I predict it's gonna heat up really quickly for us. So organic spinach butterfly is the variety. And when I'm talking about seeds, you guys, and I am giving you a hot pepper or a spinach, every plant will have a I want to say they'll have a type, and then they'll have a variety. So it's, they'll have and then of course they'll have a genus name, a fancy scientific name. I don't go by those, but everything that I say is gonna have, it's either spinach, or it's carrot, or it's broccoli, or it's tomato, or it's pepper, or it's calendula, or petunia, or daisy, but it's gonna have a strain. What variety is it of that type of plant? So just so you know, that is something that is out there, and that's why I'm giving you two names. So this is hot pepper jalapeno, early, also called early jalapeno. Hot pepper, hot lemon. Never grown. I've grown lemon, but not hot lemon. Brussels sprouts, catskill. Brussels sprouts are tough for me, but I'm never gonna stop trying. It's Mr. Wonderful's favorite vegetable. Sweet basil. Gourd, large bottle. A lot of times people make birdhouses out of these. Excuse me. Summer squash, butter stick hybrid. Sweet corn, sunny days hybrid. Parsley, Italian dark green. Basil, sweet. Oregano, Greek. Dill, bouquet. They don't have pictures. Watermelon, bush sugar baby. Watermelon, crimson sweet. Watermelon, sugar baby. Same as bush baby. Melon, Grenshaw. Celery, Utah. I have grown Utah celery in Oregon. The summers are cool enough where we were in Oregon, in Central Oregon, that I could grow my celery, start it in February and grow it all the way through the summer. Sweet pepper, tangerine dream. Pumpkin, Big Macs. That's a cool looking pumpkin. These don't have pictures. Summer squash, Fort Knox hybrid. Watermelon, bush sugar baby. Cucumber, bush companion. Sunflower, busy bee. Cilantro, doesn't have a variety. Plain or single Italian parsley. Winter squash, burpees, butterbush. Sweet pepper, crispy hybrid. Pumpkin, jack-o'-lantern. And pumpkin Halloween blend. All right, you guys. That's all my orders. I saved them all throughout the winter and the early spring so that I could show you guys before I broke them out and started using them. And so there you have it. Seed starting is just around the corner. I hope that you guys had a great day. And thank you for watching me do part of mine, and I'll catch you on the next one. Yours truly.